Ah, I see you have the machine that goes bing. Ah, I see you have the machine that goes bing.
sun came out today, and it called us out to play. And the wind blows chill only for a moment, then everything stood still. Sunshine, walk without the pain, breathe in life like we're standing above the clouds, and blue skies without the rain. Someone told us to sit still, because from here on out, it's all downhill. But what they should have said, but they didn't say, was to live in the moment and to seize the day. Breathe in sunshine, without the pain, breathe a little easier in life, like we're standing above the clouds, blue skies without the rain, standing above the clouds, and I feel the sun again. I say, but you can choose not to believe me. You can save it for a rainy day, but please just don't deceive me. You can illuminate the world outside and teach them all how to shine, or you can crawl into a hole and die deep inside. All the times that I tried, and all the times that I lied, and all the love that has died from all the pain that I hide. Take it all in stride, put it all aside. Take a step outside with arms open wide and
check 1 2. Okay, where is sunshine? Turn the music down. Sorry for such a long delay getting things started, but it is Friday. Thank you everybody for coming. Boom, here we go. I just have to click on just a couple of things here, getting everything squared away and getting everything going. Where did my YouTube thing go? My YouTube thing locked up, so let me pull that up again here really quick. Pardon my delay. My goodness. Okay, where is it? There. And there. And okay, so I had to click on that, copy that, paste that. Alrighty. So that's there. Copy, paste that, send that. Boom. And there we go there. So click on there. Alrighty. Alright, so click that off, turn that on, turn that off. So many bells and whistles, so many things, so many buttons, so many gadgets. Used to have a nickname. I actually had a nickname, Inspector Gadget, at one time. Also had the nickname MacGyver at several companies when back in the 90s, 80s and 90s when I used to be working on stuff in the semiconductor business, doing research and development and all kinds of crazy things. Had a very interesting time back then doing all that stuff. But now I still work in electronics and do all kinds of crazy, silly stuff. But right now, at this very moment, we're going to do music because that is my first and most strongest passion is arts and music. And right now, what do we do when I'm first starting? I'm trying to get a thing going, but you know it's difficult because having a day job and just doing this in the afternoons. It's like I don't really plan much, so I'm trying to get together some kind of a plan. Start with making up some music, roll into a song, roll into this or that. And I got some stories to tell, so everybody pop in. It's Friday. Usually don't get a lot of traffic on Friday, but this is going to be mostly for the replay viewers unless you are here just watching me live right at this very moment. Please feel free to chat. Tell me where you're at. I don't see who's in the room. I don't pay attention to how many people are in the room. So if you're here, I don't know you're here unless you say something. So on that note, I'm going to start some drums and make up something totally random off the top of my head. Thanks for coming by, and is that button working? Yay! We got all kinds of automated stuff here, so if you have any questions about the studio and the setup, don't hesitate because I love sharing this stuff. It's fun. And now, that's where things didn't work, unless I push this up. Is it running? There we go. We got a big, fancy, super-duper looper system here. So whatever I play, I can loop and repeat it. I got 9 tracks I can work with, and I can tweak those around to have 4 different variations on those tracks and do all kinds of stuff. I just put new strings on my acoustic guitar, the fancy Taylor. See what it sounds like. bass guitar here. Strings. Get this camera angle over here. Yeah, there we go. let's turn some of this back down here. Let's turn everything down here. Kind of tweak this thing around. Hit this button right here. No, not that button. That's my feet, you idiot. This button. There we go. Now you can see. Just an acoustic guitar there. Go back down here to the, just a shaker. Back over here. The electric guitar there. Strings. Bass. Acoustic guitar. There we go. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, gradually turn everything down. Alrighty. I don't know how well you can see this, but that's the looping computer there. Reset that, turn the electric guitar down. How's everybody doing out there? It is a Friday afternoon. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on the planet. Peace, love, and harmony. I see that some people popped in and they saw it was me playing, and they immediately left. There's better things to do than to watch me, I'm sure. I can't tell how many people are in the room, and I can't tell who's in the room until you actually say something. So please feel free to say hi. If you stop in just for a second, just, pop in just to say hey. Just stop in to say hi. Kind of like if I own a store and you just happen to be walking by, do not walk by without looking in and going, "You're an idiot. Bye." Galloping Ghost, thanks for coming by. Been a while. Shazam. They say Shazam. That's Gomer Pyle. Golly. I am rather pooped today, so please forgive me. So even though there's nobody really here, it's Friday. It's usually kind of dead. Like Mayberry. Love Mayberry. Who doesn't like Mayberry? It is just, you watch Mayberry or Andy Griffith Show, and it's calming and relaxing. And yeah, it's just mind-numbing, maybe. It's like watching Mr. Rogers. When I was a little kid, my mom never really let us watch Mr. Rogers. A little later in my teens, I'm like, this guy's kind of a fruitcake. But years later, you look back at him, and it's like, oh my God, the guy was he was the real deal. Fred Rogers was the real deal, a real person that really cared about people. So yeah, the world misses him. He's just amazing. I actually, since all this stuff's come out about him in the new movie and everything, I actually not too long ago saw a video of him actually talking to government officials trying to implement his show on PBS and get it going, and he turned everybody's heads around. It was amazing. It was extremely amazing. So anyway, enough about that. What I did last night was I changed strings on my guitar. Not a big deal, but I'm toggling now around. My favorite guitar strings are Elixir strings. I don't have the package in here, but if you're into guitars or anything, Elixir strings are amazing for acoustic guitars. I had some time ago when Elixir was, they had their Polyweb guitar strings, and it's actually guitar strings with a coating of plastic over the strings. And I had played them for a long time, and they were great. And then I transitioned over to lighter strings, still Elixir, but lighter strings, and they're what they call NanoWeb, which is a finer and smaller, a thinner layer of plastic. And the light gauge strings are just not real good for for acoustic Taylor. So I've gone back to medium, see if my hand can take it, because I got nerve damage in this hand and had a fractured wrist. Anyway, enough whining, but it hurts to play. But the light strings are just not really that great. So I went back to medium and trying the polyweb again, see how well I like it, and I'm gonna try the nano web medium strings next. But I love these strings. They just feel good. They play good. And what I didn't realize sometimes, I actually looked at website for Taylor was someone was showing you how to string guitars, and it was the Taylor company, and they used Elixir strings. So I thought that was really cool. So that was just some stuff I played around with over the years. I always had a passion for all kinds of different types of music, but never really had time to really sit down and focus on any one. So today, what are we going to do? We're going to play some music. I guess I should start out with an original. Well, I started out with an original. That first one was A Whole Lot of Noise that I just made up on the fly. I feel like you're in a Clint Eastwood movie. Sorry. Oh wait, need more reverb. That's a duck version of the Clint Eastwood tunes. Good, Bad, and the Other Guy. I love the Clint Eastwood movies. Hey, it looks like Jim's over here on Facebook. Jim, thanks for stopping by. Good evening. Let's change these videos and these things here. Boom. That. What shall we do? Let's do The Gravity of Love. This is a song I wrote after I started skydiving. Back in 1998, my father passed away. December of 1998. And he was a pilot and an aircraft mechanic and a car mechanic. And he always wanted to skydive, even though he made jokes and said, why would anybody want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane? Well, I took up skydiving. My first jump was in March of 1999. And I learned really quick that those airplanes are not perfectly good airplanes. And sometimes when they get to altitude, if they make it to altitude, you might want to get out. Just get out. At a moment, actually it was really kind of funny. I was sitting behind the pilot one day, and he kind of turns and looks at me and he goes, anybody want to get out of the plane now? I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. I doubt it. And I said, why? And he points at the instruments, and they're all going, they're all freaking out. And the engine starts going, brr, 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 brr. And I'm like, and I yelled back at everybody because it's loud in there. Doors open, you know, and wind's blowing and everything. And I yelled back at everybody in the plane. I said, does anybody want to jump out now? And everybody looks at me funny. I'm like, plane's broke. And they all start diving out. Plane is screwed up. Does anybody want to get out now? Yep, everybody dove out. All right, so here's the Gravity of Love. I think everything's way too hot coming out of my system here. Check, 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 check. Everything's really hot. Hold on a second. Probably blasting. I apologize. My meters were in the red. Strings are really loud.
nothing, nothing ever grows. I feel gravity out loud pulling me down. I feel a weight from up above dragging me down. Must come down, and we all know what goes around comes around. No one ever told me there'd be days like these. No one ever told me about these bad days, and I fall down, and I break down. Control over me until there's no one there to hold onto me, and I feel myself floating far above the world, and I feel like I am more alone again. I feel gravity up
That was called The Gravity of Love. You know what I love about this whole system here is I can, let's see, where's the camera angle? Right down here on my feet, I can push this button right here and go. Any Christmas tunes in store, says Larry. By the way, please change my profession to retired. Larry, you ask a lot of me. I keep having to change Larry's profession. Let's go. Because I'll forget. If I don't do it right now, I'll forget. I will forget. So let's go over here to the open up my files here and open up the webcast data. Go to credits. Credits text, and I double clicked. Come on, open up. All right, and there we go. Scroll down to, there you go, the PA Woodchuck. Your profession is retired? Okay. Retired. All right. You are in the credits as retired, but you know that doesn't work too well because, oh wait, it opened up in two different places. That doesn't work too well because if you're retired, now it won't close. Because how can you be retired if you're on staff here at Galaxy Productions? That doesn't work too well now, does it? I was just talking to some friends today about, not to change the subject, but about my motorcycle trip around the country. In 2002, I took a motorcycle trip around the country where I went through every state in the United States except Hawaii. I tried to go to Hawaii, but every time I pulled the motorcycle into the ocean, it got flooded. That was a joke. But yeah, went over 30,000 miles in 4.5 months. Started on July 4th in Washington, D.C., watching the fireworks display for the Great American Adventure, and I went all around the country. And what I can do right now is I can open that web page here and show you real quick. Galaxy.net. We'll open up my main page, Galaxy Productions here. Stop this thing. And if you go to galaxy.net, Galixy.net, this page pops up. And you can click on stuff over here to the left, but for this purpose, we're going to go to the Great American Adventure. We're going to click on that, and we're going to scroll down. And sorry, Larry, yes, I'll do some Christmas tunes. Actually, I think I'll do some right after this. But down here, if you scroll down at the Great American Adventure, there's a bald eagle at the top. Scroll down to by map, and you click on this, and that is the map of the trip I took on a motorcycle. Now I'm going to zoom this in a little bit so you can see it better on your smartphone or whatever you're watching this on. So I started, if you can see the mouse floating around, there's a snail over there near Washington, D.C., and that's where I started, and you can follow that green line. As I was updating my website, it was red. So I had a proposed plan that was red, and everywhere I stopped and updated the website, I turned it green. And all these buttons, all these little blue and green buttons, if you click on those, it will take you to different places where I was. So just like here, we'll click on the first one, Washington, D.C., and there we are at the National Monument, Capitol Building. Oh, National Monument is somewhere here. People are in the shadow of the National Monument there. There's the White House. I don't remember who the president was at the time. Did it say anything? Okay. There's kids playing in stuff, and that's crowds and crowds, and thousands of people came out to watch the fireworks. So yeah, this was the fireworks, and there's the National Monument. So, and then click on the next one, and boom, then I'm in Pennsylvania. So if you keep following these little arrows at the bottom of every page, those arrows are actually pictures of my hand, or at the top of the page. You can go back and you can go forward and you can follow the whole trip along, or you can go back to the map and you can click on different areas like South Dakota, and there's a close-up of dragonflies, and I'm gonna start going over this a little bit at a time as we go during my show. And like I said, we'll start at the beginning, work our way to the end. But here's a little thing that it's not gonna work. Flash Player is not working on Chrome anymore. So there was a nice little animation of the planet with a little circle going around it showing 24,900 miles is the circumference of the Earth. So one of the things I did on my trip was I inadvertently accomplished a goal of going further on this trip than the circumference of the Earth. I went over 30,000 miles. So anyway, back to reality. Back to this. And we'll go into that more later, but it was an amazing adventure. Lots of stuff to see and do, and I will share that with you as we go. Right now, let's open up, think of a Christmas song. Actually, I was singing one just today. Let me see if I can open this up, because I don't memorize any of these Christmas songs. It's not something that I'm gonna do. Let's open. See, where are they? Because I put these in a different place because I don't have them on my regular repertoire with my other stuff. So we'll go internal storage. Christmas. Oh, those are all Word documents. I don't want those. I would like... Oh, that's all charts there, PDF files. I guess I can open them up in Word documents. So what was the name of the song I was thinking? Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, but that is not the name of the song. I think that name, it's... Let's see if... Oh, there we go. As in Mel Torme. And that is not the one I was looking for, no. Can I have a piano, please? Or the studio hands, can you change this over to piano? Thank you. Hard to get good up. I want some more. I want some added stuff to that. So let's pull up another keyboard. We're gonna drive another keyboard with this keyboard, and I'm gonna add some strings to it so I can get a little bit more feel, a little bit more flair. Flair, is that a good word to use? Like I said, I apologize, but I'm just kind of in a mellow mood today. I'm really tired. Bear with me. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carol carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Sandra, how you doing? Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. Santa's on his way. Lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child see if reindeer really know how to fly. So I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. It's been said many times, many ways. Merry Christmas to you. Although it's been said many times, many ways. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Okay, I apologize. I don't play that song enough to be really good and know where things are at. Oh, thanks, Jim. I will, let's see. Oh, here let's do it now. Is this the right one? Yeah, there we go. For those of you who are just tuning in, I have new strings on the guitar. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on the green Christmas tree won't be the same if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas, that's certain. And when that blue holiday starts hurting, I'll be doing alright with a Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue Christmas. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. So as I told everybody before earlier today, I have new strings on the guitar, and they are Elixir Medium Polyweb. So Polyweb, it means that these strings, they've got a hexagon core in the middle of the string, and then they're wrapped with bronze, I believe, and then they're coated with a really fine layer of poly material. There's various different versions of these strings. So right now I'm trying the medium polyweb, because I did change to light and nano web, and I'm not sure I really like that. So I'm going to try polyweb for a while, and then I'll try the nano web mediums. Elvis is live. Elvis is live. Let's do another Elvis song now that I got Elvis in here. I don't do a perfect Elvis, but you know, when I do an Elvis, I kind of have to twitch my lip a little bit, and I kind of have to do this thing. And I try to feel the song. I try to feel the song the way Elvis might have felt the song. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart, for it's there that I belong and will never part. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear, tell me you are mine. I'll be yours through all the years, till the end of time. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Thank you very much. See, that lip thing starts. I can't help that. Can't help that. It just happens, you know. I've been to Memphis one time. I went to Memphis. I actually stopped at the Graceland Mansion, and I looked across, and they have like a whole thing across the street from Graceland, dedicated to Elvis, like a museum and stuff. And there's a part of the freaking jet, and one of the big jets is sitting there. And right off to the side was this big fan that, you know, kind of the power and stuff. And I thought, you know what? That thing was huge. It was a huge fan. I think it was Elvis's biggest fan. It's on my website. Let's go down here. Let's just show you right now. It's not real funny. It's not funny. It's true. It's true. Let me show you right here. Let's just put this on right here. Galaxy Productions, Galaxy.net. And we're going to go to the Great American Adventure. I'm going to go scroll down. I'm going to click on here. I'm going to click on this thing. We're going to scroll down this Great American Adventure I took from a motorcycle trip back in 2002. And we're going to go over here to Memphis. We're going to go there's Kansas, there's Nebraska, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee. All right, let's go back here to Tennessee. There we go. There's Tennessee. Go down. Oh, this bird right here, just so you know. This little bird ran into the window. You can see me right there. You see my face right there behind me is Kinko's, and it was late at night. Well, it was night. Yeah, it was late at night, and almost morning. And I was in that window right there, updating my website for my motorcycle trip, and this bird just slammed into the window right in front of me. It scared me. And I looked out, and it had flown over to the middle of the parking lot, and it was kind of hobbling around in the middle of the parking lot. And I figured he was going to get ran over, so I went out, and it was really funny. I walked up to the bird, and I figured it would fly away, but it actually walked up to me. And I put my hand down, and it hopped up into my hand. And it hung out there in my hand for a while, and I held it. I took pictures of it, and I put it on my motorcycle gear right there so it'd be nestled in while I went back to Kinko's and worked on my website a little longer. And eventually it flew away, but I wanted to make sure it was safe right there. So cute little sparrow I found. Yeah, I'm sure he was kind of scrambled after he hit the window really hard like that. But it was just getting into morning, and the sun came up, and after a little while it sat there on the motorcycle, and it finally flew away. So there's the front of the Graceland Mansion, and here's right across the street from Graceland there's a Lisa Marie jet, Heartbreak Hotel, big Cadillac, I believe, and there it is, Elvis's biggest fan, right there. I swear, I kid you not. So that was during my motorcycle trip around the country. That was on November 1st, 2002, 5:15 a.m. is when I updated that page. Yes, it was really early. I had odd sleeping hours while I was on that trip. So we'll do more exploring around that trip and the country as we go. So for now, let's do some different. I'm going to hit artist, and I'm going to think, artist. Here's one that I haven't done in forever, and probably won't do it right now. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on that one. Artists, let's see, bees. I'm just going to scroll down and just not even look and pick one. Oh, I did that one the other night. Let's see. I'll do a Van Morrison song. Let's pull an oldie out of here. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. You know what? It is actually after 6 o'clock. But I figured I wanted to do a little bit more time. I want to feel these strings. I'm really liking these strings. The guitar will probably stay in tune a little better. Because those really light strings, they kind of stretch and move around a little bit too much. I can feel her heartbeat from 1,000 miles. The heavens open every time she smiles. When I come to her, is where I belong. Yeah, I'm running to her like a river song. She give me love, 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 love. Crazy love. She give me love, 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 love. Crazy love. She got a fine sense of humor when I'm feeling low down. When I come to her when the sun goes down. She take away my trouble, take away my grief. Take away my heartache in the night like a thief. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy. Daytime. Yeah, I need her in the night. I wanna throw my arms around her, kiss her and hug her, kiss her and hug her tight. Returning from so far away, she gives me sweet loving
brightens up my day. Yeah, it makes me righteous, yeah, it makes me whole. Yeah, it makes me mellow down into my soul. Give me love, 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 crazy love. 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 She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, love, love,
So Sander popped over to... I need a foot switch over here that I can turn on and off the reverb. That would be nice. Or maybe a double microphone. I'm just going to go over to the other one. I tried it, actually. I have this microphone over here. I tried it one time with the microphone here and a microphone here, and I'm like, that's just annoying because now they're both on my face. So Sander popped over to Facebook. What, was I not chatting with you enough on Periscope? And so now her and Jim are chatting with each other. So it is after 6, and what I was going to do and what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start playing during the credits. I'm going to start playing some music, some different music and instrumentals. So today I wanted to share a story with you. Let's click this on here. Today I want to share a story with you about a little guy named Tom Trainer. From 2009, the very end of 2009, beginning of 2010, up until just a little over a year ago, I worked at a retirement facility in La Jolla, California, and where at first just doing all the computer network stuff there. Then I was also working a couple of nights a week. Danny Sullivan's in the crowd. Yay! Hey, Danny. You're all late. Show's almost over. You couldn't find me on Periscope? What the heck is up with that? Oh, well, Periscope's not easy sometimes. I've done that myself. I've tried to watch somebody, and I couldn't find them, and they were live. Anyway, so at the retirement home, I worked on the computers and network stuff for all the offices and everything, and the dining room for their POS system, which stands for piece of shit. Point of sales. Yeah, that's what it stands for. So let's see. Let's make this. See if I can make this a short story. But I also work 2 nights a week, from midnight to 8:30, just at the front desk, answering phones and watching the emergency panel in case something happened, and just being there. Danny says he's always late. So after a while, I got to the point where I was driving some of the people. So I was driving the people to their doctor's appointments and grocery stores and everything, and I was still doing the computer network stuff. Well, this one, they're elderly people. The place was for 55 and older. Most of them around 70, 80 years old in that area. And it's a very tough time in people's lives for that time of their life. But they were mostly people that came from a little bit of money, because it wasn't a cheap place to live. Well, this one guy shows up, and he was really short. He was only like 5 foot tall. And he was about 65 years old. So he wasn't real old compared to everybody there. And he had been homeless for a long time. He was just the nicest guy. Got to know him a little bit because I drove him around a few places. But he also loved to come to the happy hours because once a month I would play at the happy hour events, and I'd play a lot of these oldies. And he really loved Elvis. He really loved all the old stuff I played. And he would sit over off to the side and actually cry, and tears would come down his face by some of the songs I performed. And he had cancer. And what had happened was early in his life, he was in the Navy. I mean, there's some amazing stories with these elderly people if you start talking to him. But when he was younger, he was in the Navy, and the captain would actually made a stand for him. Since he was so short, he made a stand for him so he could stand up and drive the ships, which was really kind of funny. And he joked about that. He also, when he was stationed, his father was stationed in Germany when he was going to high school, and he actually went to school with Priscilla Presley. And that was another neat thing. But later in life, he became a school teacher, Tom Trainer, of all things, kind of funny and cute stuff. But he was married, he had a kid, and his child died from some rare thing at about 2 years old. And he carried his picture around with him everywhere. And so because of that, him and his wife split up, and just, it was a tough time. And after some time, he lost his job for something and just kind of lost his motivation in a lot of things. So he was homeless for years. He had 2 older brothers that weren't short. They were normal, tall people. And they didn't know where he was. Well, apparently one of their aunts had passed away, and they all inherited a little chunk of money. He didn't have any money, but the money he did spend, he spent what he could and rented an apartment there where we were for a couple of months. First time. He came and he left and he came back. And what he did was he had cancer, and he was going to the VA hospital to try to cure the cancer. And so he needed a place to stay that was close to the VA, and we had driving ability to drive him from where we were to the VA. So he did that. So it got a little even sadder when he didn't have anybody. He never talked to his family anymore. He never talked to his brothers. But when his cancer got worse and he came back for more treatments at the VA, it was getting worse and he was terminal. And like I said, he was only in his mid-60s. And he was admitted to the VA hospital, and they said he probably wasn't going to be coming back. So I went to visit him off the record. I wasn't, I'm supposed to drive people around. I wasn't supposed to go visit people in the hospital, but he was all by himself. So I went to visit him in the hospital. He was so excited to see me. He's like in his bed and tubes and stuff on him, and he's jumping up going, "Danny, Danny, Danny." And he was so happy to see me. He needed some things from his apartment. One was his glasses, reading glasses, and a few other small things. So I went back to the office, back to the facility, and I got the key to his apartment, and I went in, and there was nothing there. I mean, everything that he had was everything that was already there, which was a furnished TV, a bed, little things here, hardly any clothes. But the one thing he did have was he had gone to the Goodwill and bought a cheap CD player and had my CD in his CD player, and he listened to my CD every day. And I was just stunned and shocked, and I went back to the hospital. And I went to visit him several other times. When he got worse, I actually, spent some time with him, and the people at the hospital were asking, do you know where his family is? Can anybody get in touch with him? And we located his family, his brothers, and his two brothers came out just the day before he passed away. He passed away that afternoon after they got there. Had a memorial service, and there was just me and his two brothers and one other younger lady that he knew. They were friends. And it was just, I don't know, just an emotional moment. And you get attached to these elderly people when you work in a place like this, and a lot of people can't handle it. What it finally rolled around in my head was this time in these people's lives when they're older and there's nobody around that cares for them anymore or whatnot. It is the hardest time in your life. You're in pain. You're surrounded by other people that are in pain and uncomfortable and everything. And it's a terrible time in life. And what I felt better about what I did was I was helping to make the end of their life, the most miserable part of their life, a little less miserable. So it made me feel a little better. And when I went to visit Tom in the hospital and nobody else was, it, for selfish reasons, it made me feel better about myself, I guess. But it really made an impact on him and made him, feel cared about. After he passed away, I came and I went home and I recorded a song. I composed a piece. Didn't really compose it. I just sat down and thought about him and played off the top of my head. Where I just sit down and just kind of make something up. And I made up this piece that I'm going to play for you now while the credits are rolling. And this piece is called Tom Trainer. So it's been a wonderful evening, and I will be back again soon. Peace, love, and harmony wherever you are on the planet. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening. Please enjoy this music titled Tom Trainer. And if you'd like to get a copy of it, it is available on Reverb Nation and Bandcamp, which those will be popping up here shortly. Let's roll the credits, and let's play Tom Trainer. Please enjoy. If I can get it to play. Let's stop that. Click on that. Click on that.